Hi yogis, welcome. This is going to be a full flow and focusing on flexibility of the entire body, and I'm going to just focus on releasing any tension around the shoulders, any tension along the spine, any tightness there. The erectus muscle and our QL muscles are very strong muscles, so it'll be a full body workout, and we'll also work on the front of the legs and the back of the legs, and as you all know, to work on our flexibility and lengthening the body, we need to warm up. So we will have a little bit of strengthening as well during the practice, obviously, which I love to do, but we will be focusing mainly on opening up the entire body. So use your breath, be in your breath, and we will begin in child's pose. So come down onto your front, your knees out wide, big toes touching, rest the sit bones on the heels, open the chest as you inhale, drawing the shoulders back, and just slowly walk the palms forward and rest your forehead into the mat. And we'll take some clearing breaths in here just to allow yourself to be really present on the mat. So maybe push with your hands to your sit bones, draw back to your heels, and take a nice deep inhale through the nostrils, filling up as much as you can. And just take a wee pause at the top of the in-breath, and then take a slow, steady out-breath. Maybe just pushing the crease of your forehead toward your nose, releasing the arms. We'll take a couple more like this. So draw on the breath, feel that expansion, open up the side ribs. Breathe into the back ribs, fill up as much as you can and pause again. And then extend right into your out breath. Softening the whole back body, softening the jaw, the cheekbones, all the muscles around the forehead, the crown of the head. Again, take a nice big yoga breath in, fill up. And this time find you a dry breath, that wee constriction in the back of the throat, constricting the muscles, making a hissing sound as you take that long, extended out breath. You want to allow yourself to be really present on the mat, and your dry breath helps you to do that. Again, draw in the breath. And take a wee pause. And then slowly, steadily extend right into your out breath. Just sinking the sit bones a little bit further back onto your heels, releasing the shoulders. And resting your tongue on the roof of the mouth. Do one more deep cycle of breath. Nice big deep inhale. And then equalizing that with a long deep exhale. Just squeeze all the air out as much as you can. And then on your next inhale, just gently gripping down through your fingers, coming up, drawing the knees together. Just want you to roll onto the right side of the hip. I always like to begin my classes with a core warm-up. Most of you are probably familiar with that, I hope. So just coming onto your sit bones, coming into Navasana, we'll just extend the arms out, draw the shoulders back, and slowly we'll lower down into what I call a dishing position here. So just keep the ankles or the legs just above the mat, roll the lumbar spine into the mat, and keep your shoulders above, reaching forward, and just keep that focus into the midsection, releasing or printing your lumbar spine into the mat. Squeeze the thighs, lift the kneecaps, point the toes, and breathe. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Taking your hands behind the base of your head, elbows out wide. Keep that left leg extended, point the left toe, draw
As you exhale, draw the right knee in. So keep the toes pointed, it helps you to engage. As you inhale, lengthen the right leg. We'll do 4 more like this. Exhale, in high. Draw into your chest. Inhale, open up. Exhale, in. Inhale. Exhale, in. Inhale. 1 more. Exhale, in. And inhale, left side. Keep the right leg above the mat. Exhale, left knee in as high as you can. Inhale, lengthen. 4 more. Exhale, in. Keep that lumbar spine imprinted into the mat. Inhale, lengthen. 3 more. Exhale. This is your challenge, to keep the navel drawn to the spine. Ooh, you should be feeling a little bit of a burn by now. Ooh, 1 more after this. Exhale, in. Inhale, lengthen. Beautiful. Drop the head back, draw the knees in, and just rock side to side. 2 full cycles of breath. You want to be really connected with your breath to allow the body to open. Remember, your breath is the most powerful tool, just helping to really allow the body to unfold and release tension. So we'll take and cross the ankles, grab the big toes, roll on up and gently roll over the knees. It's getting a little bit cold now, so we want to be gentle on the knees at this point of the practice. Come back into extended child pose, drop the sit bones back, reach out with the arms. We'll just take 3 breaths here, pressing down through the forehead. But this time I want you to grip down through all 10 fingertips, just starting to wake up all the muscles on the side body. So gripping down through your thumb, your index, your pinky finger, and pushing them back so your sit bones release back onto your heels. So as you inhale, I want you to feel that expansion through the side ribs. And as you exhale, tuck in that lower abdomen. So your Uddiyana Bandha is that little zip between the navel and the pubic bone. Inhale again, finding your dry breath. And this time as you exhale, squeeze the pelvic floor, that Mula Bandha. So all of our movement is initiated from the pelvic floor. This is our center of gravity. Beautiful. So on your next inhale, coming back up into your tabletop position. So just for a little bit of mobility in the wrist, we'll just move here in circular motions, clockwise 3 times. I want you to maybe draw the sit bones right back to the heels, and then push through your left hand or right hand as you move to the left, and then push through your left hand as you move to the right. So just reaching forward over the fingertips, slowly waking up the body. And then we'll do anti-clockwise. Just keeping that engagement in the underside of the body. Nice, strong abdominal area. So remember, our core, it's not just our lower abdomen, it's all the muscles that connect to our ribs, our pelvis, our hips, our sit bones. It's a very complex set of muscles that we need to keep awake during our practice. We'll come now and we'll just onto the back of our hands. So fingers pointing each other, draw the fingers towards the midline, knees underneath your hips. I want you to clench your fists really tight, or as tight as you possibly can. Bend your elbows. I'll face towards the camera so you can see me. So clenching the fists as much as you can. This is to provide a bit of extension to the wrist. We spend a lot of time in flexion in yoga, so we're going to do a little bit of extension of the wrist. So squeezing as tight as you can, bending the elbows, and then as you exhale, begin to straighten the arms. This might be really hard for some of us. Ooh, and we'll do that again. We'll bend the elbows, dropping the chest down, and then as you exhale, begin to straighten the arms. And if you can, maybe just point the inside of the elbows out in front, and then release the fingers open, and then face back to the front of the mat. Maybe just give the wrists a little bit of a roll out as you do that. A little shake out. We'll come into 3 rounds of cat and cow. So pushing through your thumb, your index, your pinky finger, knees underneath your hips, wrists underneath your shoulder, arch through the back as you lift your sit bones, opening the front of the chest, drawing the shoulders back, take the gaze up. Be careful not to jam the back of the neck here. Exhale, tucking your tailbone, rounding through the spine, pushing through the shoulders, dropping the crown of the head down. Feel that protraction between the shoulder blades. Inhale, just moving like a nice soft wave, and then exhale. Again, inhale, lifting sit bones, dropping navel down, opening up the chest as you draw the shoulders away. Exhale. So we're articulating our spine, we're warming up the spine so that our arms and legs move better. We're clarifying, stimulating the abdominal organs. Beautiful. Come back to a neutral position. We'll come into a little back bend here. So draw the shoulders over the front of the fingertips. Move the knees back. So we'll kind of come through like a chaturanga. Take the arms out a little bit wider. Just a little bit wider than your shoulders. And then arch through the lower back as you drop your chest and your chin down to the mat. But stay here. So what I want you to do is rest as I said, the chin in the chest. It feels quite like an unorthodox position, but we're really waking up all the muscles in the back body. So draw the navel in, and then draw your hands towards your knees. And maybe if you feel like you need more of a stretch, draw your knees a little bit closer towards your hands. Draw the navel in as you lift your sit bones up. Take a full breath in. So what you want to do is slightly lift the shoulders or the AC joint. So it's a nice opening between the shoulders, the front of the chest. Beautiful. And then lengthen those legs. You'll be pleased to get out of that posture. So lengthen your legs here. We'll come into a sphinx pose here. So bring your elbows a little bit further in front of your shoulders. Grip down, spread the fingers wide. Take the feet slightly apart and push down through the back or the front of the toes here as you squeeze the inner thighs up towards the center. So you're lifting your kneecaps, pushing the pubic bone in toward the mat. Open the chest as you draw the elbows towards the back of the mat. Maybe gripping down through your fingers, drawing the shoulder blades away as you lengthen your spine out of the pelvic bowl. So take the gaze forward slightly up and take 3 breaths here. So keep pushing down through the back of the toes, lifting the kneecaps, squeezing the inner thighs. So you're engaging all the muscles in the lower back here, waking everything up. Draw those shoulder blades away as you lengthen. Inhale. Exhale. So feel like you're drawing your heart forward, so you're coming through the gate of your shoulders. Inhale. Exhale. Just lengthen, we'll just drop down a little bit now. Draw the hands alongside the rib cage. Draw the feet together. We'll come into a cobra, another little gentle back bend. So point your toes, keep lifting the kneecaps, lifting up. Keep the neck long, keep gaze down the tip of the nose. And exhale. This time we're going to come into upward facing dog. Taking, once again, pointing the toes, keeping the engagement in the legs and the inner thighs, but lifting the knees, the thighs and the hips off the mats. Keep squeezing inner thighs, keep drawing the navel in. Straight arms, open chest, shoulders away. Take the gaze up. And as you exhale, tuck your toes under, lift your hips high, and come into your downward facing dog. So 4 dynamic breaths here. What I want you to do is bend one knee and draw the opposite heel down. Stay here for a full breath. Really weigh heavily into that dropped heel, stretching through the back of the calf. And then do the other side. So bend the opposite knee, draw the opposite heel down. And while you're stretching out the back of the legs, spread the fingers, draw the shoulder blades away as you externally rotate the shoulder blades, drawing down towards your tailbone. Draw
the navel in. Press through those pinky fingers, so really lengthen the side body, the arms, the side body as you lift the hips up high. And then come back here. I want you to draw your feet together, come high on your toes. Lift the hips high, draw the navel in as you exhale, press or weigh heavily through the heels as you drop them down towards the mat. If this is not possible, just bend the knees slightly. We want the hips to be nice and high. Again, dynamic breathing as you inhale, expand through your side ribs. And as you exhale, draw the navel in, stretch out the back of the legs. Whew. Allow the head to be heavy, the gaze is between your knees or up towards your navel, but don't strain the neck. Just make sure your neck is nice and relaxed. Another nice big cycle of breath here. Beautiful. So toe heel together, bend the knees, look forward as you inhale. And I want you to step, hop or jump to the front of the mat. Halfway lift and lengthen. And exhale. Forward fold. Little bend in the knees as you press the ribs into the thighs. So again, as you inhale, halfway lift, come up onto your fingertips, shoulders back, chest forward. And then as you exhale, step back into your high plank. So when we're in high plank, we have the feet hip distance apart. We're squeezing the quads, lifting the kneecaps, tailbone is tight, lower abdomen drawn in, the side ribs are drawn in, so your side body is coming into your mid body. We're going to do 3 vinyasas here. So as you exhale, push forward with your toes over the fingertips, elbows in, come halfway down, keeping the hips high, untuck your toes, open your heart. So you come into a slightly deeper back bend here, upward facing dog, keep squeezing the inner thighs, exhale, downward facing dog. Nice big cycle of breath, inhale, and exhale. We'll come through 2 more of these, so we'll sweep on the inhale into a high plank, reaching over the fingertips, engaging the quads, coming halfway down, chaturanga. Untuck one toe at a time, point the toes, engage the legs, open the heart, straight arms, gaze up. Exhale, tuck your toes under, lift the hips high, downward facing dog. Keep that connection, that smooth, even, deep cycle of breath. So just breathe in through your nose, nice big inhale. And maybe this time open the mouth as you sigh out. Whew, releasing any tightness around the shoulders, the jaw. And this time as you inhale, bend the knees, look forward and sweep into a nice strong high plank. Keep going forward over the fingertips, halfway down chaturanga. Untuck one toe at a time. Open the heart as you come into upward facing dog. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Toe heel together, bend the knees. Inhale, look forward, step, hop or jump to the front of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift and lengthen. Shoulders back, chest is open. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, little bend in the knees as you tuck the tailbone. Raise your arms overhead, squeezing the thighs. Palms are soft as they touch. And then exhale, Samasthiti here. We're going to come through 3 rounds of Surya Namaskar to warm up the body. As I said, we need to open up the body to be nice and warm. Otherwise, we can do damage to the body if we're not nice and warmed up before we begin our stretch. So grounding down through your feet, tailbone tucked. Keep that engagement, that focus on the lower abdomen. Raise your arms overhead. Feel how light the arms are when you're really engaged through the midsection. Exhale. You can swan dive the arms out, chest open. As you reach forward, planting your palms into the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, step back through your vinyasa, reaching forward, halfway down. Inhale, untuck the toes, open the heart. Exhale, downward facing dog. We'll take 3 breaths here. Again, feel that length in the side body as you push through your index finger, the side arms. And then lift lifting your hips high as you weigh the heels heavily in toward the mat. Beautiful. Inhale, bend the knees, toe heel together, look forward, step up or jump to the front of the mat. Inhale, lengthen, halfway lift, shoulders back, chest is open. Exhale, tuck in the lower abdomen as you come into your forward fold here. Little bend in the knees still at this point. Ground through the feet, tuck the tailbone, raise your arms overhead, squeezing the legs. And exhale, Samastiti. We'll two more, a little bit more quickly now. Inhale, raise your arms overhead. This time, if you like, try bringing your hands through heart center. This is another option as you exhale, releasing your palms in toward the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back, chaturanga, reaching forward, elbows in. Inhale, untuck, one toe at a time, open the heart, squeeze the quads, squeeze the inner thighs. Exhale, downward facing dog, out of breath. Breathing, full breath. Just iron out any little bumps in the breath, any frayed edges. Take a full breath in and then equalize that with your out breath. Beautiful. Again, toe heel together, bend the knees, look forward as you inhale. Step hop or jump to the front of the mat, halfway lift and lengthen. Shoulders back, chest forward. Tuck in the lower abdomen as you exhale, sandwiching together, so pressing the rib cage in toward the thighs, bent knees, inhale, ground through the feet, tuck the tailbone, push the hips forward as you raise your arms overhead. Exhale, Samastiti here, one more, inhale. This time as you exhale, another option, you can reach forward with the arms. This takes the focus to the lower abdominal area. It really helps you to engage. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen, shoulders back. Exhale, release your palms, step back, lower down, chaturanga, keeping the hips high, untuck your toes as you inhale, open the heart, squeezing the inner thighs, squeezing the legs and the glutes. Exhale, Adho Mukha. Breathing. Big inhale as you breathe through the nostrils. And this time again, we'll open the mouth as we side out. Maybe just opening the lips slightly. Again, nice big deep inhale. Breathe into the side rhythm as you exhale, draw on the lower abdomen, squeeze the pelvic floor and feel that release. This time as you inhale, I want you to take your right leg back into three-legged dog. Point the right toe. And as you exhale, we'll come through to Anjaneyasana. So taking the right foot forward and dropping the left knee down. So keeping those left toes tucked. We'll just place our hands on the right knee as we draw the right heel toward the back of the mat. So this is beginning to warm up the hamstring. We're just bending the knees, we're warming up the hamstring. Beautiful. Just draw the torso back over the hips and raise your arms overhead. Anjaneyasana. Nice stretch to the left psoas. And as you exhale, release your hands down. Spread the left fingers and extend the right arm up. We'll come to a nice twist. Opening up the front of the body. As you exhale, see if you can rotate or extend that right arm back. Lift the left foot. See if you can grab your left foot from the inside. Now, if this is not possible, drop the left foot back. Move that left knee forward a little bit. Come up onto your left fingertips so you've got a little bit more length. Lift the left foot again and just see if you can reach from the inside. Once you grab that, see if you can draw the left heel towards the left sit bones and then drop the left hand down and twist looking over your right shoulder. Take 2 breaths here, opening up, drawing that right shoulder blade back. So you're doing a nice stretch to the left quad. We don't do a lot of quad stretches in yoga, so this is really nice, especially if you do a lot of running, a lot of cycling. Keep breathing. Beautiful. So drop, release that foot and tuck the left toes under. We're going to come into Ardha Hanumasana. This is like a
half splits. What we're going to do is keep the left knee above the left hip or below the left hip. Stretch the right leg out. So we're stretching through the back of the hamstring. So you're just perching on your right heel. Hands spread on fingertips below the shoulders. And just gently draw left sit bone back towards the left heel. Keep the roundness out of the upper back. So I want you to inhale, lengthen, open the chest. And then exhale, folding forward. I've got a torn right hamstring, which is super sensitive, so I've got to be really careful. One again, inhale, lengthen, and this time again, as you exhale, tuck in the abdomen, see if you can just fold a little bit further, using the breath. Soften through the jaw. You want to release any tension around the face, the facial muscles as well. We'll do one more inhale, lengthen, open the chest, shoulders back, and as you exhale, folding forward. Untuck the left toes and just begin to slowly drop the right hip down. So we're going to come into Tirumukha Ekapada Paschimottanasana, which is the longest name, I think. So this is the second of the seated series in the primary Ashtanga series. So coming through, we'll extend, we'll flex that right foot, and you have your left heel tucked into the left glute. So your internally, it's an internal rotation of the hip. I want you to do maybe just spread the right fingertips to the right hip, lift your left arm up, open the chest, and as you exhale, fold forward, so hinge forward from the hips, and wherever your left hand lands, you can take both hands around the foot, or you can lift your right hand out to the right hip. Exhale, folding forward. Take a couple of breaths here. Keep pushing down through the back of the right calf. Inhale, rising on up. Extend the right arm back, just about half a meter back. Roll onto the right side of the right foot. Point the right toe. What we're going to do is leave that left foot untucked. Raise the left arm up alongside your ear. And then see if you can lift your hips up. You're kind of in a flip dog here without tucking those left toes under. So lift the hips up, gaze back at your left hand, and then drop back down again. We'll do this 2 more times. Inhale, lift, pushing through that. We're really stretching out the left quad as well. Exhale down. 1 more time. Inhale, lift. Exhale down. So you're also strengthening the muscles, the back of the shoulders, a nice isometric contraction. So what we're going to do now is bend the right knee so you're on the right sole of the foot. Kind of crawl back up here. We're going to come into standing splits. So hands, just spread the fingers above the right foot. Push the weight through the right foot, lift the left leg up. What I want you to do now is bend both knees. So just coming down here, pressing the right ribs into the right thigh. Draw the forehead to knee. Keep the left fingers spread and see if you can take your right hand around the right ankle. So you're kind of pulling your right ankle with your hand. So I want you to inhale, lengthen the torso in towards the right thigh. Begin to straighten the right leg. Inhale again. And as you exhale, point the left toes and see if you can lift that left leg up as you keep breathing, keep lengthening. Beautiful. And then inhale, coming to a halfway lift. Bend the right knee, drop back, and we'll come back through our vinyasa. If you want a little bit extra, you're welcome to join me in an extra push-up. So reaching forward, elbows in, coming halfway down. Inhale, push back up. Roll back onto the toes again. Inhale. This time we'll come through chaturanga, halfway down. Untuck one toe at a time. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Nice full breath again. Just imagine you're smoothing out all the rough edges of the breath. And your next inhale, lift the left leg up into your 3-legged dog. Exhale, left foot through, drop the right knee down, come into Anjaneyasana, resting the hands on the left kneecap as you raise your body over your hips. Inhale, raise your arms overhead. as you exhale, drop the fingers down. We're going to come into a nice twist. Spread the right fingers, lift the left arm up. Raise the right foot as you externally rotate, or just see if you can rotate that left arm back, grabbing the right foot. And if that's not possible, just bring that right knee a little bit further forward, come up onto your right fingertips. Again, extend your left arm up, lift the right foot. See if this time you can grab it from the inside. And then take 3 breaths here as you twist, looking over your left shoulder, drawing the right heel toward the right sit bone, giving that right quad a nice stretch. Beautiful. Releasing the foot now, tucking those toes under. We're going to come into Ardha Hanumasana, half split, extending left leg straight. So you're just balancing or pivoting on that left heel, keeping the right knee above the right hip. Spread the fingers underneath the shoulders. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale. If you want to support the stretch here, squeeze the right inner thigh and the left inner thigh. Again, inhale, lengthen. So squeezing that left quadricep. Exhale, folding over the left leg. Taking that roundedness out of the upper back again. Inhale, lengthen. Squeeze that quad. Exhale, folding forward. Untuck that right toe and just dropping all the way down into our Tira Mukha, Ekapada, Paschimottanasana, this internal rotation of the hip. So flexing the left foot this time, pressing down through the left calf. And you can take your left fingertips alongside the left hip, raise your right arm up. And as you exhale, folding forward. If you feel that you can maintain both sit bones onto the mat, take both hands around the left foot. Inhale again, lengthen, and then exhale, taking 3 breaths. And keep the right heel tucked into the outside of the right glute. Breathing. 2. And 3. Well done. Just gently coming up now. We're going to roll onto the outside of the left foot. Take the left hand about 1/2 meter back from the left hip. Keep those right toes untucked. Raise your right arm alongside right ear. Point those left toes, engage as you inhale, lift up here. So we're kind of coming into a flip dog without tucking those right toes under. Exhale down. Keep the right arm alongside the right ear. Inhale up. Exhale down. So it's a really nice stretch through the right hip flexor. Inhale up. Ooh, exhale down. And you also have that lovely isometric contraction of the back left shoulder blade. Crawl through, bend the left knee, come up onto the sole of your left foot. Standing split, spread the fingers, lift the right leg up. Keep both knees bent here at this point for safety. Press left rib cage into left thigh, forehead to knee. Keep your right finger spread for stability. Take your hand around the left ankle. And then as you inhale, grab your left ankle and kind of draw it up as you plug down through the left heel. Begin to straighten the left leg as you point the right toes. Exhale, folding into that beautiful standing split here. Again, if you want to inhale, bend both knees. Draw the torso away slightly as you take that. You kind of almost come into a little halfway lift. And then as you exhale, begin to straighten the left leg and then point those right toes up. Beautiful. Inhale, come into a halfway lift. Both fingertips on the mat, looking forward. Bend the left knee as you step back. Coming through your chaturanga and taking that optional push-up. I hope you'll join me, reaching forward, coming halfway down, chaturanga. Keep the shoulder blades back here. Inhale, push back up. Roll back, and this time we'll come through a full vinyasa. Exhale, reaching forward halfway down. Untuck your toes. Point the toes, squeezing the thighs, lifting the kneecaps, gaze up. Exhale. Ardha Mukha. Well done. Just take a couple of breaths here, just reconnecting with the breath. Full breath in. And then side out as you release or weigh heavily into the heels, stretching out the back of the legs. Maybe taking a little step forward here, evenness between your hands and your feet.
soften any tension around the facial muscles. We'll come back, we're going to come into a more of a dynamic flow now. And we'll go through this twice, a little bit slowly at the beginning, then we'll really heat it up before we wind it right down into some more stretches. So toe heel together, bend the knees as you inhale, raise your right leg up. Oh, now bend that right knee, open up the hip, flex the left foot, or so the right foot should I say, and then draw the left heel down towards the mat. I want you to square the hip, so feel like you're pushing the outside of the left hip toward the back of the mat as you open up the right hip. Keep breathing. You're really just required to spread your fingers, be really strong in all the muscles, the sheets of muscles in your back. And as you inhale, come high on your left toes, look forward, take your right knee towards the right tricep, and then move it towards the center, and then take your right knee to the left tricep, and then straighten your right leg so you're in your fallen triangle. So you've got your legs as wide apart as they possibly can, and your right toes are kind of alongside your left fingertips. So you're still high on the left ball of your feet. And then I want you to slowly just begin to drop the outside of the right hip down towards the mat, but don't touch the mat. And then look up here as if you're kind of in a upward facing dog. Beautiful. And then coming back up, lifting back up on the inhale, bending the knee, knee to nose. And then we'll flip our dog here. So roll onto the left side of the left foot, raise your arm overhead. This time we've got our toes tucked, not like before, looking back at the back of your right hand. And then as you exhale, look down and then place your right foot, I don't know how you're going to, or however you want to get there, place your right foot at the front of the mat, drop your left knee down, and then come on up into your Anjaneyasana. Keeping the tailbone tight, lifting the chest, squeezing the abdomen to support this little back bend. And as you exhale, release your hands down. Come back into your little half split here, Ardha Hanumasana, keeping the left knee under the left hip, stretching out the right leg. Hands underneath the shoulders, exhale, bending the elbows, coming forward, stretching it out, keeping that right foot flexed, squeezing the quad if you need to support the stretch. Beautiful, placing that right foot down, and we're going to bend that right knee, lift left kneecap, tuck left toes, rise on up into your crescent lunge. So we're squeezing the inner thighs here, really supporting that lift. Feel how light your arms are when you're really engaged the midsection. Raise your arms overhead. A little bend in that left knee, pushing the hips forward. And as you do so, feel the chest open, just feel the shoulder blades going back. Sparkle your fingers as you raise your arms, squeezing the triceps in towards the ears. It'll keep lifting. And then as you exhale, release your hands. We're coming back into that standing split, lifting the left leg up, beginning to straighten the right leg. And then hugging the right ankle, drawing the right ribcage to the right thigh, pointing the left toe. As you exhale, lengthen both legs, right leg first, left leg second. And then coming into your Ardha Chandrasana, your half moon, place the right fingers in front of your right foot, flex that left foot, begin to roll the left hip on top of right, extend the left arm up, keep the gaze down, draw left shoulder blade back. If it's there, maybe lift your right fingertips off the mat for a little bit of balance. Keep breathing, your breath is your balance. And as you exhale, bend the right knee, drop the left foot down, and voila, you're in your warrior two, tucking the tailbone, releasing the shoulders, extending the arms, lunging deep into that right knee. As you inhale, reverse your warrior, raising the right arm up, really extending through the right side of the body. And as you exhale, Chaturanga, coming through a three-legged plank, exhale, coming halfway down, inhale up, roll back onto those left toes, keep the right leg up, keep the right toe pointed, exhale, halfway down, Chaturanga. Now drop the right toes, untuck the left, inhale, upward facing dog, gaze up, exhale, downward facing dog. Beautiful, come into that left side now, so toe heel together, spread the fingers wide, inhale, and exhale. Inhale, left leg up. Bend the left knee, flex the left foot. Just chase that right heel down towards the mat as you square the hips and flex the left foot. Open up and then feel like you're drawing the outside of your right hip toward the back of the mat. Keep spreading the fingers, strong on the arms, gripping down through the fingers. And as you inhale, come high on your right toes. Take left knee to left tricep. And then draw left knee to the center. And then take left knee, right tricep, extend left leg straight. You're in your fallen triangle. You're still on your ball of your right toe. Exhale, drop the outside of the left hip down toward the mat, hovering at about 2 inches above the mat. Inhale, look up, open the chest. Whoo, and then exhale, coming back up. This time, just keep the left hand down, extend the right arm up. So you're now placing the inside of your right heel on the mat. Beautiful, drawing that right shoulder back. Exhale, drop the right hand down, knee to nose, tucking in here, and then rolling onto the right side of the right foot, flipping your dog. Open up, so you're looking at the back of your left hand, spreading the right fingers here. Keep breathing, keep opening, keep lifting that heart, your beautiful heart. And then exhale, take the gaze down to the front of the mat and look where your left foot is going to land at the front of the mat. Well done. Right knee down, push the hips forward, tuck the tailbone, raise your arms overhead, Anjaneyasana. And as you exhale, drop the fingertips down, slide that left heel forward, keep right knee under right hip. Exhale, Ardha Hanumasana. We'll do one more inhale, lengthen, squeeze the inner right quad or left quad. Exhale, folding forward. We'll do one more again. Inhale, exhale. Beautiful. And then bending that left knee, placing the left foot front of the mat, lifting the right knee, keeping the right toes tucked, little bend in the right knee, squeeze the inner left thigh, draw that engagement to the center, draw the left heel towards the back of the mat. That'll really help you to engage and draw your arms overhead. So feel how light you feel now. Open your chest, sparkle your fingers, keep reaching, keep lifting, keep drawing that lower abdominal area in. So draw the navel to spine. Inhale, lengthen. And then as you exhale, release your palms onto the mat, standing split, lifting the right leg up, bending both knees. And then as you exhale, press your left ribs into left rib cage, grabbing your left ankle with your left hand, giving it a nice big hug. As you inhale, lengthen, so pull on your left ankle with your hand as you lengthen the torso down, as you draw the crown of the head down towards the mat. Point the right toes, and as you exhale, begin to straighten the left leg and lift that right leg up by pointing the right toes. Beautiful. Keep lifting. So rather than feel like you're pushing through the knee to straighten the leg, just imagine you're lifting that left hip up as high as you can into its hip socket. Keep breathing. Keep lifting that right leg up. Beautiful. Ooh, we've never explored standing split so much. Half moon, Ardha Chandrasana. Spread the left fingers just in front of your left foot. Roll the right hip on top of the left. Open the chest here. Once you feel nice and stable, drawing that right shoulder blade back. Keep the gaze down, extend the right arm up, flex the right foot. So you're really engaged. You want both legs nice and straight, squeezing the legs. So you're really finding that stability. Maybe lifting left fingertips. Balancing here, we'll take 2 breaths. Ardha Chandrasana. 1 and 2. Bend the left knee, drop the right foot back at 45. Warrior 2, you're in a nice wide stance, lunging deep into that left knee. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, chaturanga. Stepping back, keeping that left leg up, just coming halfway down, pushing back up, keeping the shoulders back. Again, coming through chaturanga, dropping the left toe, untuck the right, inhale, upward facing dog, straight arms, drawing in the abdomen, gaze up, exhale, Ardha Mukha. We'll just take 3 breaths here as we reconnect with the breath. So we're going to come back through that exact flow, but just a little bit more pace, using your breath. well. Whew, so toe heel together. On your next inhale, raise the right leg up, point the right toes, open up the hip now. So bending that right knee, flexing the right foot, straightening through the back of the right leg, left leg, drawing the left heel down. And as you exhale, come high on your left toes, right knee, right tricep, through the middle, through the left tricep, extend the right leg out. So you're still on the ball of your left foot. Exhale, drop the right hip down, open the chest, look up. Inhale, coming back up, keeping that right hand spread, lift the left arm up, dropping the left heel on the inside onto the mat. Exhale, take the left hand down, knee to nose, flip your dog, roll left side of left foot, take the right foot back, open up, maybe really coming right back here. One day we're going to get into that full back bend. And then as you exhale, take the gaze down and take your right foot to the front of the mat. Drop the left knee down, Anjaneyasana. And then as you exhale, come as your Ardha Hanumasana. Left knee under left hip, pushing that right heel forward, pivoting on the right heel, squeezing the quad, taking your fingertips underneath your arms, gaze forward, chest is open, squeezing that right quad, exhale down. Just taking a little bit more time here to stretch out. Inhale again. We're nice and heated up here so we can really open up the body, the hamstrings. Exhale, squeeze that right quad as you come into your fold, fold. Beautiful. Ooh. And then bending that right knee, placing the right foot down, tucking left toes, lifting left knee, squeezing inner right thigh, pulling that right heel back towards the back of the mat. That'll really help you to engage your leg muscles. Raise your arms overhead. So pushing the hips forward, taking that tilt out of the pelvic bowl. See if you're nice and open as you raise your soft arms overhead. Lengthen through the fingers, squeeze the inner arms in towards the ears. And then as you exhale, place the hands down into your standing splits, lifting the left leg up, resting or sandwiching yourself, folding in half, taking your right hand around the right ankle, bending both knees as you draw the torso, the crown of the head down towards the mat. And as you exhale, begin to straighten the right leg, lifting the left leg up. And as you exhale, one more time, lift that left leg up as high as you can, pushing through that right knee, lifting the right hip up. And then releasing into your Ardha Chandrasana, rolling left hip on top of right, spreading the right fingers, just slowly opening up here. Flex the left foot. This will really help you to engage. You're squeezing both glutes here, really engaging around the midsection. Extend the left arm up toward the ceiling, drawing the left shoulder blade back. See if you can release those right fingertips off the mat for 2 breaths. 1 and 2. Bending that right knee, dropping left foot back. Warrior 2. Lunging deeply into that warrior 2, tucking the tailbone, rolling the inner thighs out and up, really plugging through the outside of your left pinky toe so the weight is on the outside of your left foot and on the inside more of your right foot. This really helps you to grip through the feet and engage the leg muscles so you can be nice and soft in the upper body. Inhale, reverse your warrior, breathe into the right side of the rib cage, lifting the right arm up, keep lunging deep into the right knee. Exhale, chaturanga, stepping back, keeping that right lift lifted. If it's optional, if you want a little bit more strength with, halfway down, pushing back up, keep the shoulders back. And again, exhale, halfway down, keeping that right leg up. Inhale up, dropping the right foot, coming through your chaturanga. Untuck your toes, open the heart, gaze up. Exhale, down facing dog. We'll come straight into the left side. Inhale, left leg up, bend the left knee. Flex the left foot as you straighten through the back of the right knee, dropping the right heel down. Another breath, spread the fingers. And as you exhale, come high on your right toes, left knee to left tricep. Keep it nice and high to the middle. Left knee, left, right tricep, extend out into fallen triangle. And then dropping it. You're still on the ball of your right toes. dropping that left hip down toward the mat. Open the chest, take the gaze up. Ooh, we should feel a nice stretch in the left T-band. Inhale back up. Keep the left hand down. Roll onto the inside of the right heel. Extend the right arm up. Fallen triangle. Grip down through your left fingers here so you're really engaging that all the muscles in the left shoulder blade. Around the left shoulder blade. Beautiful. Right hand down. Knee to nose. Tuck in as high as you can. Roll onto the outside of the right foot. Flip your dog. Open up. Lift the heart high. Exhale. Take the gaze down to the front of the mat. Place your left foot front of the mat. Drop the right knee down. Tuck in the tailbone. Drawing the lower ribs in. Anjaneyasana. Beautiful. Ooh, and then exhale. Keep that right knee left or below the right hip. Pivot on the left heel. Fingertips underneath the shoulders. Drawing the lower abdomen. Squeeze that left quad if you need to support the stretch. And then exhale, folding forward. Take the gaze over the front of the toe here so you're really opening up the front of the body, not rounding the upper back. Again, inhale. Draw on the lower abdomen, squeeze that left quad, exhale. Oh, it's a really great opportunity to really stretch out the back of the hamstrings. We'll do one more, inhale, exhale. That feels really good. Beautiful, bend that left knee, place the left foot down, tuck right toes, lift right kneecap. Squeeze that inner left thigh, draw the left heel toward the back of the mat, and straighten and engage that right leg as well as you lift the torso overneath the pelvis, pushing the pelvis forward, hips forward, and now a little bend in that right knee as you raise your arms overhead. Keep lifting, keep sparkling those fingers, keep pushing the hips forward, keep tucking your tailbones here, really feeling strong. Keep lifting, and as you exhale, standing splits, palms down, lifting right leg up, bending both knees, sandwiching yourself in half, grabbing that left ankle as you draw the forehead to the mat, or the crown of the head to the mat, should I say. Inhale, pull yourself down as you pull on your left ankle, and as you exhale, begin to straighten the left leg, lifting that right leg up and beginning to straighten the right leg. Again, inhale. Slightly bending the knees, and again as you exhale, straightening here, lifting that left hip up as high as you can. Keep breathing. And then releasing into your Ardha Chandrasana, one of my favorite postures at the moment. Left hand forward, roll the right hip on top of the left. Take your right hand to the right hip just to stabilize here. We want to see if we can balance for the last time. So take the left fingers in front here, keep the gaze down. Breathe here for balance, flex the right foot, so really gauge the legs, gauge through the midsection, squeeze the glutes, lift the right arm up, draw the right shoulder blade back, and then see if you can take your left fingertips off the mat just for 2 breaths. 1 and 2, beautiful, well done. Bending the left knee, dropping the right foot back, warrior 2, lunging deeply, gripping down through the arches, tucking the tailbone, lifting soft collarbones, dropping the shoulder blades. Inhale, reverse your warrior. And then we'll come back through that optional chaturanga. Palms down, stepping back, keeping the left toes pointed and off the mat. Halfway down, elbows in, push back up, roll back onto the right toes, keeping that left toe off the mat pointed. Exhale down, inhale up, roll back. Last time, chaturanga, dropping those left toes, tucking them both. Exhale down. Untuck one toe at a time. Open the heart, upward facing dog, squeezing the inner thighs, drawing in the navel. Exhale, downward facing dog. So we'll come through a nice little flow here, which will really help us to wind down. So a few twists. Ooh, just to catch our breath a little bit. So toe heel together. And then on your next inhale, lift your right leg up, keep the leg straight, point the right toes, spread the fingers wide. Exhale, right foot forward, left knee down, Anjaneyasana, pushing the hips forward, really drawing in the lower ribs, raising your arms overhead. And then as you exhale, what you're going to do is take the palms down and just take that left knee to the outside of the right ankle. So we're coming to a nice twist. Drop the left hip down,
So you're hooking that right foot on the outside of your left knee, right arm, tuck it into the right side of the body, press down through the palm, raise your left arm up. And then as you exhale, left elbow outside of right knee, hook it in there. Inhale, lengthen, gaze forward. And then as you exhale, twist here, looking over your right shoulder. You can drop that left hand on the outside of right hip. So as you lengthen, as you inhale, lengthen, find space. And as you exhale, try to seal that space. Lock it in. Release a little bit further. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, strengthen, seal it in and release. One more inhale. And exhale. Beautiful. Release, coming forward. We're going to come into a cross-legged forward fold. And I'll come and face forward. So flex both feet and have the heels slightly in front of the knees. So it's a nice square seated cross-legged forward fold. So ground through your sit bones, raise your arms overhead. You have the right leg in front. Exhale, pushing back through your hips, chest forward, hinging from the hips. Take the palms down. Now I want you to just push with your elbows into the shins here. So place your palms down, inhale, lengthen, push the hips back, chest open. Exhale, folding forward. Take 5 breaths. Just completely allow the hips to open. Full cycles of breath, releasing any tension, any tightness. Close the eyes. And back to that ujjayi breath, that constriction at the back of the throat. Just allowing you and helping you to be really present with your breath. One more cycle of breath, inhale, and exhale. Gently inhale, coming on up. We're going to slide into pigeon posture here. So keeping that right leg in front. See if you can have the right shin parallel to the front of the mat. Keep the right foot flexed. Just roll onto the right hip and take the left leg back straight behind you. So it doesn't matter if you can't keep that right shin parallel to the mat. You can bend the right knee and just tuck the right heel into the top of the left groin. So point or keep that left leg straight. That's really important to square the hips. Arms out wide, open the chest, take the gaze up. So you're in a little bit of a back bend here. Draw the navel in. Open the chest, draw the shoulders away. Maybe lift the arms up. And then as you exhale, coming forward, stretching out the right glute. And come into your sleeping pigeon. We'll take 5 breaths here, resting the forehead into the mat. Again, taking 4 breaths, reconnecting with the breath. Any tension. One more inhale. And release into your out breath. Your next inhale, just take the hands alongside the ribs, push on up, tuck your left toes under, draw back the right leg, and maybe just make little circular motions with your right leg, just releasing, just bringing the blood flow back a little bit and come back into your downward facing dog. We'll take 3 breaths here, just pushing one heel into the mat, bending the opposite knee, and see if you can notice a nice difference here with the openness of the back of the legs, the hamstrings. We work quite hard on this. Find that ujjayi breath, really allowing your body to open. Beautiful. So toe heel together. We'll come into the left side, spread the fingers, inhale, lifting the left leg up into 3-legged dog. Point the left toe, see if you can draw that right heel down, stretch out through the arms, and then as you exhale, Anjaneyasana.
Left foot forward, drop the right knee down, tucking the tailbone, lower ribs in, pushing the hips forward. Raise your arms overhead, nice big stretch, sparkle those fingers. Beautiful. And as you exhale, release your hands. You're framing your left foot with your hands. Lift the right knee, tuck it behind the outside of your left ankle. Draw, drop the right hip down. This time we're going to take left arm alongside the left side of the body. Raise your right arm up. And then hook right elbow outside of left knee for this nice twist, seated twist here. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, release. Take 3 more breaths, maybe pressing your right hand outside of left hip. Really try to lift the body, lengthen as you inhale. And then as you exhale, seal in that space. Inhale. Exhale. Release a little bit further so you're not straining your neck, you're twisting through your thoracic spine. And you're just lifting the spine out of the pelvic bowl. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale. Beautiful. Exhale, just release, coming forward. We'll come back into our cross-legged forward fold as a square shape. This time taking the left leg in front, flexing the feet, taking the heels slightly in front of the knees. Oh, this makes a little bit more of a stretch. So you're crossing at the ankles. Ground through the sit bones as you raise your arms overhead, dropping shoulder blades away, take the gaze up. Little pinky forward, just tucked in slightly. This helps you to externally rotate the shoulder blades. Exhale, hinge forward from the hips, chest is open. Elbows are bent, placing the palms down. Do a reset. Inhale, lengthen. So draw the shoulders back as you open the chest. Push the hips, sit bones back, your hips back. Pushing the elbows in towards the shins. Or you can feel those hips opening now, and then exhale, folding forward, rounding through the mid, upper back. You'll notice if you're really open on one side, so I always find I'm tighter on one side and more open on the other side. Goes hand in hand. Ooh, take another 3 breaths, really focusing on that out breath, constricting the back of the throat. Drawing the navel in on the end of your exhale, just allowing you to release a little bit further. Relax all the muscles around the forehead, the jaw. Gently coming up, and we'll come into our pigeon on the left side, so we'll make sure we flex the left foot. You can take that left heel back if you find it hard to keep that left shin parallel with the front of the mat. So just shoot that right leg back nice and straight, point the right toes. Be gentle on your knees. You may like to take a cushion underneath your left glute here, just for a little bit of support. Take the arms out wide. Open the chest, draw in the navel as you come into this little back bend, drawing the shoulders away, open the chest, take the gaze up. And as you exhale, feel that lovely stretch in the left glute. And come into your sleeping pigeon. We'll take 5 breaths here, resting on the forearms, pressing the forehead into the mat. Or maybe just resting the hands on the top, placing your forehead onto the top of your hands. Another 4 breaths. Just really seeing if you can deeply relax in this nice stretch. Resting your tongue on the roof of the mouth. Inhale, just gently drop that left hip onto the mat and draw your legs out in front. We'll come down onto our backs now. You can keep the legs bent or you can keep the legs straight. Arms reaching forward for 5, for 4, for 3, For 2, for 1. Draw the knees into the chest, drop the head back. Give yourself a well-deserved hug, rock side to side. I'm going to come into 2 rounds of bridge, or 1 round of bridge, 1 round of wheel if it's in your practice. So drop the feet down onto the mat, keep the knees in line with the hips. See if you can tickle your heels with your fingertips, roll the lumbar spine into the mat. So formalizing your back bend, your posture first. So squeezing the sit bones together, lifting the pelvic floor, draw the shoulders away, lengthen your neck, tuck your chin, and as you inhale, keep squeezing the pelvic floor as you push through the heels, lift up the hips, squeeze down through the inner thighs. This really helps you to keep that engagement through the midsection of the body. Interlace your fingers, roll onto your shoulder blades, keep lengthening your neck, keep the weight of your body on the back of your shoulders, the back of your arms, keep pushing through the heels as you breathe. Take 3 more breaths. Maybe closing the eyes, or just gaze down the tip of the nose. 2. And 3. Release your fingers 1 vertebrae at a time. Slowly release your spine into the mat. Sacrum down, tailbone last, draw knees in. Give yourself a nice hug, forehead to knee, rock side to side. Really squeeze the knees in as tight as you can, counteracting that back bend. And you can either come back into your bridge posture or come into your full Urdhva Dhanurasana, your full back bend, placing the heels down, formalizing your pose in whatever one you're choosing to do. Roll your lumbar spine into the mat, squeeze the sit bones together, lift the pelvic floor. If you come into your full wheel, arms behind you, bend the elbows, point the fingers back towards, and just lift here as you come onto your crown of your head. Squeeze the inner thighs, straighten, make sure the outside of the feet are parallel with the mat. Keeping the elbows in, lift the crown of the head up, open the chest. Breathing here, keep squeezing down through the inner thighs. Keep breathing, take 5 breaths if you're in your bridge posture. Interlace your fingers, make sure the weight of your shoulders is on, the weight of your body's on your shoulders. 3, keep squeezing the inner thighs. 4, 5, drop the crown of the head down, release your spine into the mat, 1 vertebrae at a time. And once your sacrum's down, once your tailbone's down, draw the knees in, give yourself a nice big hug, forehead to knee, squeeze as hard as you can. And then keep that right knee tucked in, lengthen the left leg straight. Drop the left heel down, drop the head back. Just take a couple of moments to really draw that right heel up towards your chest, pressing in. We'll come into a nice supine twist. Take left hand outside of right knee, extend right arm out at 90 degrees, palms facing down. Exhale, fold over to the left. Keep that left hand outside of right knee. Keep right knee nice and high as you draw right shoulder blade back. Keep the gaze back to your right hand. You can close your eyes. Take 4 full cycles of breath. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Beautiful. Coming back to the center, extend right leg straight, draw left knee in, interlace your fingers around the left knee, draw it up nice and high, keep extending your neck. Draw the shoulders away, open the chest, press the back of the shoulder blades into the mat. Keep releasing that lumbar spine into the mat. Right hand outside of left knee. Extend left arm out, palm facing down. Exhale, roll over, fold over to the right. Keep your right hand outside of left knee. You may feel a bit tight at this side. Draw the left shoulder blade back as you turn your head, gazing back at your left hand. Keep the left knee high. Take 5 full breaths, close the eyes. Feel that lovely toning of the abdominal organs. dry breath. A supine twist that really, this lovely posture really helps to restore equilibrium to the nervous system. Down regulates the sympathetic nervous system. Twisting through the mid-back, the thoracic spine. Beautiful. On your next inhale, coming back to the center, lengthening and straightening the right and the left leg. We'll come into just a last stretch. I want you to lift the right leg up. Take your right piece fingers around the right toe. Left hand on top of left thigh. Inhale, lifting the forehead toward the knee. Pointing the left toe, squeezing the left quad. And as you exhale, release the back of the shoulders, the head down, open up. So you're externally rotating the right hip, flexing the right foot, opening up, drawing the outside of the right foot down towards the mat. You can take your gaze out to the left as you open up. Keep breathing. We'll take 3 more breaths, pushing through that right heel. Drawing that left outer hip back toward the mat. 1 more breath. And as you inhale, drawing back to the center. Inhale, forehead to knee, lifting as high as you can. And then as you exhale, release the right toes, placing the right hand on the right thigh, and then lifting your left leg up. Peace fingers around the left toe. Inhale as you lift. 5 breaths, keep pointing the right toes, keep straightening that right leg as you lift. A little bit higher, beginning to push through the back of the left knee. And as you exhale, release the shoulders, the head back, and open up. Externally rotate the left hip open, flexing the left foot, pushing through the left heel as you push through the back of the left knee. Take the gaze out to the right. Keep breathing, closing the eyes. 3 more breaths. Keep drawing that outer right hip back here so you're really grounded into the mat. Beautiful. And next inhale, coming back to center. Inhale, forehead to knee, lift as high as you can. And then as you exhale, drop the left leg down. Come into your Supta Baddha Konasana, soles of your feet together. Bend the knees, draw the heels up towards your sit bones. Raise your arms overhead, grabbing opposite elbows. Lengthen your neck, tuck your chin. Draw the shoulders back, draw the elbows back. Take 3 breaths, just resetting everything, putting everything back into alignment. Soften through the back of the hips. Close your eyes. Rest your tongue in the roof of the mouth. It's been a full practice. It's time to rest your body. Well-deserved Shavasana. And we'll come into just that now. So begin to straighten your legs slightly apart. Allow the feet to drop out to the side. Roll the hips away. Press the lumbar spine into the mat. Roll your shoulders away from your ears. Release your arms alongside your body. Palms facing up. And take a nice couple of clearing breaths here. So feel like you're breathing from your feet. And as you inhale, take a full yoga breath in. And as you exhale, begin to release the whole back body. Again, take a clearing breath in. Fill up as much as you can. Extend your neck. And as you exhale, soften all the muscles around your cheekbones and your jaw, the crown of the head, the back of the neck, the back of the shoulders and your arms. And just allow yourself to observe the natural